the Niners just beat the Bears, and the Bears didn't even have their head coach. It's not necessarily the kind of game where you're like, well, you know what? I look at the Niners differently now. It's not that. They needed to take care of business. They did take care of business. But the NFL is interesting. Like the Cardinals looked like the best team in the league 3 weeks ago. Now the Niners are fortunate to face them next week in the sense that they'll probably get Colt McCoy. So it's looking like the Niners could be, and really should be, back to 500 in 6 days. The season is not over. And funny things happen. I mean, who knows which team could get injuries next? I mean, the Niners have already had a bunch. So anyway, what do you think? Are the Niners going anywhere this year? Are they back? Or are they just treading water long enough to let other people fall off?
But look, they're not back. I don't know what back is, because for most people, back means they're one of the 6 or 5 or 6 best teams in football. They're not there yet, and that did not prove anything. Are they still alive? Yes, 100%. But we were saying they were alive to make the playoffs when they were 2-4 too. So I don't look at it and
I was careful not to write them off after the Colts game. I didn't want to do that. Because
they're still alive 100,000% to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if you make the playoffs, sure, you got a chance to make the Super Bowl. But today we're not looking at them as one of the 5 or 6 best teams in their own conference. I don't think anybody looks at them that way. And so from that standpoint, I don't know where the conversation goes from there. But they're still alive.
Here's the thing about it. They're still alive, but they could still finish last in this division. Not to be a downer, but like Kyler will miss a few games. Russell's going to miss a few games. They're coming back. The Niners are just like half a game ahead of the Seahawks right now. Like, they have an opportunity in front of them right now, but it's not a gimme. It's not a layup. They really need to build on what they did last week and play even better.
100%. 100%. Excuse me. They need to be a lot better than yesterday. I don't think you can get dominated in terms of time of possession the way they did and still be a successful football team. I mean, to me, what epitomized, I was joking with the Bears fans that I was sitting up top with. I was like, wow, look at these two teams. We haven't had a punt in, the first 25 minutes of this game, and we have a 13-9 ball game, and we have 22 total points. It tells you that we're dealing with two teams that aren't very good, because, Packers and Rams play each other. There's not a punt in the first.
Here, you score. Nah, I just want a field goal. No, you know what? I'm going to miss the field goal. You take the ball. It was a lot of that, right?
Right. There was a lot of execution errors, a lot of just dumb penalties and all of this that were ruining drives. But I do think both teams showed. I didn't even, when I walked away from that game, I didn't feel like the Niners were that much more talented than the Bears in terms of dominating both lines of scrimmage or the receivers. I felt like the Niners are more talented than the Bears. But it didn't look like it was, to me, it wasn't like the Niners are in a different stratosphere in terms of talent from the Bears.
And so that's I'd like to see that if the Niners could do that against the Rams or, then of course I would change my tune on the Niners. I would definitely. But this whole, like, let's give the Niners an ice cream party because they beat the Bears, like, okay, for a day, and then it's over.